I wanna take things slow, put my mind in cruise control.
Hey, that wasn't too bad. That wasn't too bad, actually. That was kind of good. When I hear a voice like that, I always get like I don't know why, because I'm expecting it to be garbage. Because there's 1,000 people with that same voice. It's just that little. You got a Glock and I got a rock and we go shoot it and we go pop and everything goes and everything goes. And I'm like, I heard this voice 20,000 times, but he was actually flowing. Yeah. He had a good beat to it too. Who was that?
Lil Baby.
Lil Baby? What was that joint called?
Not finished.
Not finished?
Yeah.
Okay.
Came out a couple years ago.
All right. I rock with that joint.
Yeah, he walked on that joint.
Yeah, he definitely walked on that. Imagine him in the poop. Just walking.
Walking on the beat.
Walking in a circle. If you got a black, if you got a Nah, but yo, listen, yo, if you can hear the sound of my voice, it's the Justice Chainsaw Massacre.
Shout out to this week, new week.
If you can hear the sound of my voice, if you can see me on your camera right now, that could mean there's one thing and one thing only. This is episode 103 of the Cruz Control. This is a brand new week.
You are locked in. You still the Justice Chainsaw Massacre, Dad.
I had to go buy
the streets on fire.
I had to buy a jacket to cover my chest.
Yo, I listened back to the last episode. Benny was dying throughout the whole episode. We was really killing him with knee slappers, Dad. Shout out to us.
Yo, we tough, man.
Yeah.
Benny was screaming like upward.
Like y'all on the camera, y'all can't see, but we see Benny and this bull. He was literally, he did a backflip in his seat.
With the seat still attached to him.
Right.
Like he couldn't stop laughing of how funny this was.
Yeah.
Nah, yeah, had me crying for sure.
That was a good John.
Yeah, last week was real funny.
But we here.
Listen, y'all, as you already know, it's your boy right here, the boy Dev Cruz in the building and the place to be. Sitting to my left, the man, the myth, the legend himself, the boy Dave. Off camera, muted up, the one and only Poppy Lex. And he's behind the camera. He's laughing the whole time. Get that light out of my face.
Llama. Yo.
I can't see.
Yo, I've been laughing for a week.
He couldn't see this whole week.
He laughed for 164 hours. How many hours in a week?
I don't know, bro. 24 times 7.
Alex, you got the computer.
Alex gonna pull out his
You're a
phone.
statistician, Alex.
Anyway, that's how long he's been laughing for.
Thanks. 168.
168. Benny did it quick.
What did I say? 164?
Yeah.
I was close.
Close.
She wasn't on point.
I say 4 hours.
Listen, man. Brand new episode 103, bringing the energy. How's everybody doing so far this week? Everybody chilling? Everybody having a good week so far?
Yeah, I mean, my week has been cool. You know, I took off in the middle of the week just to get some house stuff done.
Okay.
And you know, I accomplished a lot. So I'm just glad to see where the house is now as opposed to where it was last week when we recorded episode 102.
Right.
So now that we recorded episode 103 this week,
right,
I feel like the house is in a much better place. My house feels like Benny's house, super clean.
Right.
No cats.
No cats.
You never had a cat.
Pepsi products everywhere.
Right.
So yeah, man, I'm doing good. How was your week, Dad?
Oh, chilling, man. Listen, my weeks are getting, ever since I got my own place, my weeks are getting more and more boring. I'm not trying to spend no bread. I just be in the crib chilling.
It all feels like a blur to you at this point.
I just be in the crib
like
chilling.
This week feels like last week.
Yeah, it's all the same week.
Right.
It's just I go to work, I go home, walk the dog, and then I come back and eat cold pizza that I had from the week
Even
before.
though this is a whole new week, it still feels like last week to you.
Right.
Yeah.
Speaking of a whole new week, Alex, did you hear back from the trucks?
No, I actually had another interview.
Oh, For Pepsi?
Yeah,
What was this job?
I'm a truck driver.
So you went from
Checking them.
checking the trucks to driving the trucks.
Nah, yeah, him.
He drives in his truck and checks it.
He drives in his truck, puts it in neutral, runs out with a clipboard, checks it, then runs back in the car and parks it.
Changes his uniform to check it.
Go see.
Oh, you can't come in here with that truck. Have an argument with himself. What do you mean? Two different voices.
Poke my chest out.
Betty, what's up with you though? Cause how was your week, man?
Chilling.
Yeah.
Nah.
You pulled
good
the
week.
Alex. Yeah.
Second week at the gig. You know how that go. Counting inventory.
Benny bought a cat just to get rid of it. So
Baller lifestyle. Baller status.
Okay. So we all had some good weeks. Oh, we got to talk about last week's top 5. What was it again? The top 5.
Celebs you would stand for.
Okay. What was the votes looking like?
5 of my coworkers voted for me.
He always be drawing.
So it looks like I take it.
Can I have are we gonna accept it?
Yeah,
Yes.
5 of my coworkers also voted for him. So.
What about your coworkers, Alex?
No.
Alex don't got coworkers. He work by himself. The clipboard voted for David.
5 of my trucks voted for Dave.
Alex held up a sign, honk for Dave.
Stand for dude.
That's crazy. All right, man. Y'all corny. Y'all can't let me get 2 weeks in a row.
Nah, man. Listen,
What's up?
I think my list was let's be real. Anytime you put Imagine Dragons in something, you're gonna lose. I don't think you've hit at all with a single Imagine Dragons inclusion into anything you do.
I think
Those are some of your worst weeks on the pod when I just mentioned Imagine Dragons.
that's my group, man. I'm a stand. Listen, man.
But then that's your fate. You've sealed your fate already.
I ain't gonna hold y'all. It is embarrassing knowing like you talking to somebody about Imagine Dragons, and then they be like, "Oh yeah, my son is a big fan." I'm like, "Oh yeah, how was your son?" He's 8. Like, damn it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he loves Microsoft commercials.
Or when you mention Imagine Dragons and they say, who?
Nah, everybody knows who Imagine Dragons is. That I never gotten. I've gotten though that my son likes them, and their son is never my age. It's always an 8-year-old or a 9-year-old or something like that. But nah, nevertheless, all right. So Dave won.
Yes, one this week.
Y'all, we gonna allow it? Yo, I don't like how his arms kept shaking after he put his arms down.
Yo, so we keep tally this season? That's 1-1 this season?
1-1. We said we was gonna do it last season, but
Folded.
we folded. But now we got our statistician on deck.
Yeah. We should get a whiteboard. Just put tallies on it.
That's true. We could put it right back here somewhere.
Alex, go set up a whiteboard real quick.
Stat.
Out of one of the trucks. All right, so Dave won. He won last week's top 5.
But we here, man. I'm excited.
Episode 103.
Episode 103. We
got
trucking
some-
right along. No pun intended. To your new line of work.
It's all good.
But Dev, what we got this week, man?
Listen, man.
I'm feeling real froggy. You see, when I put the glasses on, for those of y'all listening on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, whatever.
Apple pie cast.
Apple Podcasts. I said pod.
He be hungry.
Is it a podcast?
When I throw the shades on, you better get your game on because I'm coming with it.
What?
This boy, I'm horny.
Yeah, thirsty.
We're about to go skiing.
That's crazy.
What we got, Dev?
Listen in, man. Dave, you know, we talked about this first episode of season 4. Them arms is crazy. First episode of season 4, we talked about how some of our favorite segments come from like music check-ins or music listen-ins, right? So I always want to bring you guys new artists, new people who are just hot on the streets right now.
You got some new hotness this week?
We're gonna find out. There isn't a hotter artist in the world right now than this artist called 4 Bats. The number 4, BATZ, 4 Bats. Now, Dave, let me tell you a little something about 4 Bats. 4 Bats is a R&B singer.
Okay.
He's like the R&B singer that has like the Pooh Shiesty on. And he has like...
What's the Pooh Shiesty for those who don't know?
Like the ski mask that only shows your eyes. So everything else is covered up, but just your eyes are showing in a ski mask.
That's what a Okay, that's what a Pooh Shiesty. I call it the ski mask where you can only see your eyes.
Yeah.
Why do we need to give stuff other names?
Well, Pooh Shiesty made it popular.
The artist made it popular.
Pooh Shiesty.
They don't know no artist. Pooh Shiesty, that's Benny's artist.
My man's at Pepsi.
But listen in. So 4 Bats, Dave. I'm gonna read you his. He has 4 songs. Only 4 songs to his whole catalog. Not one of them songs has less than 6 million views. Spotify streams right now. Just on Spotify. His lowest rated song has 6 million streams.
So 4 Bats.
4 songs.
His name is 4 Bats, like
All together. The number 4 and then BATZ.
BATZ. 4 Bats. What does that name mean?
I don't know, Dave.
You did the research on the topic. I'm just trying to figure out what his name is.
Oh, I just know.
And he has 4 songs only?
That's it.
Is that where he's gonna stop? Is that where the 4 comes from?
No, he's gonna keep it going. He just came out recently.
If he comes out with a 5th song, he gotta become 5 Bats.
And if he drops another one, it'd be 6 bad.
7 Bats. Listen, so 4 Bats, some bull R&B singer, right? He came out with a couple songs, got endorsed by Kanye. Kanye came out and said, yo, 4 Bats tough. Then Drake comes out and says, we hopping on a remix, me and 4 Bats. So people like, oh, how you get Drake and Kanye to both comment on how good of an artist you are? Blowing up. His latest song, which is with Drake.
That's the name of it?
No, it's called
That's true.
it's called Date at 8. That's what the name of the song is called.
Okay.
Has almost 100 million streams. It's at 94 mil right now.
Nice.
But the one that he did with Drake, what came out like last week, already shot up to 18 million streams within a week. Within 1 week, which is the Drake effect. You know what I mean? When people say when you get Drake on a song, it's gonna do numbers.
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna give you any context about the artist. I'm just gonna let y'all know. Just listen to it, sort of come up with your own ideas of how you feel about it, and we'll react at the end of it. Sound good? And for those who are listening on YouTube, we apologize, but we gotta skip this song part for YouTube purposes. But you will hear our reactions after the song is
Copyright
played.
infringement. You heard
me?
Look it up on Urban Dictionary.
So Alex, what song you gonna play for us first? Alex, what song? We gonna allow you to pick the first song. You got 4.
The original.
The original. All right, Date at 8 without Drake. This is just the original Date at 8 song. All right, turn me up. All right, Benny's calling for that song to be ended.
Wait, hold on.
What you want?
That's 4 Bats?
That's 4 Bats.
That's a bull?
Yeah, that's a bull, right?
Yeah. The whole bowl.
The baby in the back is
Him and Sophia have the same tenor to their voice. That's crazy. Theo.
All right, so 4 Bats. That
What
was
do you think? Dave, go.
people always make fun of him too, Dave, because in his music videos and stuff, his homies be having like AKs and be like shooting at the camera
With that content?
Yeah.
That's why it's funny.
So they're like this.
I took it in my underwear.
to sharpening machetes in the video like this.
I'm eating healthy. Shout out to pears.
Yo, he would be the funniest boy in the back of music. They would just be like, there's no guns.
With the bubble blaster.
Like, just staying just like that. And every camera angle is just...
Shout out to Bubble Storm, sponsor.
I took it in my underwear.
Little voice, yo.
I mean, his
4
voice...
Bats.
His voice is not bad, in my opinion, for what it is. He's
Maybe that's where he got his name from. Somebody hit him in the nuts with 4 bats. His voice octave went astronomical, dude. It's diabolical, metamolical.
So he's an R&B singer. His voice is not terrible. It's
just reminiscent of a Spy Kid.
yeah, it is childish,
That little behind voice, dude.
but it's not terrible though.
Could be worse. Could be worse.
How did y'all feel, Benny and Alex, when y'all first heard it? Like your initial.
I thought he was trolling at first when the song came out because I thought he was just trying to like go viral with the whole concept of having like R&B feel song and then like a hood video behind it. Must have worked because the song blew up, and I think it's just another blip in the music industry. Like he going pop.
Man, a
He
blip.
got no. That's it. This it, and then that's
I
it.
mean, we're gonna see. I think he signed the OVO, so we'll see
think
what
so,
happens
too.
with that. But
The same thing that happened to the other boy who sang "Club Going Up" on a Tuesday.
yeah, by Wednesday he was out.
So that was funny.
They won't exist.
Yeah, so we'll see what happens.
Alex, what's up though? Initial reaction, and I always like talking to Alex because Alex comes from a younger crowd.
He got his ear to the streets.
Right. You come from a younger crowd. Y'all, they be playing these on the streams you be watching and stuff like that. Like, is this a person that's being talked about a lot right now?
That, and then it's just big off of TikTok. He's just viral.
He's viral for TikTok. Oh, we don't be talking about the impact of TikTok too on these artists.
It
Like,
went on there, and then boom,
that's true.
Then boom.
and then boom.
But what's the dance? There's a dance to it.
Not really.
It's just like they just
Background noise. So
oh background noise. Okay, this is good background noise though.
Yeah, this is perfect. I'm doing a Sunday refresh clean of my house. You ever seen them videos?
Yeah, when the boy be
Some
putting
black
his
boy.
tripod at
Yeah.
Target,
Some black boy cleaning his apartment,
he be picking cereals.
Flowers.
putting patchouli oils all around his house. Steam cleaning his shower curtain.
I put it on my underwear.
What's up, y'all? Let's do a Sunday reset with me.
So, how do you feel personally about it, Alex?
It's all right.
So you
It's new. It's a new sound to me. So I'm like, all right.
you're still processing it.
Yeah.
Okay.
But that little voice to you is a troll.
Yeah.
Everyone knows that's not his voice.
Yeah, like, does he sound like that? We need to hear an interview with Four Bats.
That's true.
I don't think he did one yet on purpose.
Yeah, I don't think he's talked. I think that's a part of his mystique. Is just he's this bull who's in
Sexy.
His
the,
voice got to be somewhere in that higher octave, though. Like, he's probably got a lighter voice. Because that's really hard to use that voice, but have, like, a deep voice.
Why do you had to give us an example of what a deep voice sounded like?
Like, Benny, you got a deep voice. Give
Do
us
I?
your highest pitch that you could possibly hit.
All right, bet. You ready? Yo,
Nice.
how's it goes?
Nice.
You like that? Boy, trying to give me a sing on the pod.
That's it. I undo it.
Trying to see if you're going to go for it.
He's like, yo, let me get an A flat.
Musical teacher over here. All right.
What you think, Dad? Actually, I want to hear, before I hear what you have to say, because who cares? What's this other song? Not the remix, but what's a whole nother sound?
All right.
Because
Play.
the Drake one is essentially that song just with Drake on it, right?
Yeah, for that song, we kind of just got to play the Drake verse if you want to listen to it.
Yeah, only Drake. But there's one that says Act 3 on God, she like.
Do the
lowest streams.
no. Do the second highest. The joint got 24 million views.
All right, I got it.
Act 2 stickers 99.
Right now.
Stickers with a
These
Z.
titles.
It's trash.
He put everybody's mic down so nobody can listen or talk about it. He was frantically trying to put something down.
Pure chipmunkage.
I'm not going to lie, yo. I like that John.
Why?
Nah, it's a vibe.
It's new.
For what?
The beat wasn't
The
bad.
beat was tough.
What's the vibe? Where does
Um,
that transport you musically?
I don't know. It's just like it's just chilling. Like something you just throw on real quick or put in the playlist and let that John run.
It was only like a minute and 20 seconds too. Like,
Yeah.
that song was about to end.
Yeah, it's not that bad.
It's just a little. I
What's
like
he
it.
even saying?
Don't
See,
matter.
This is the problem, man.
Go ahead, speak on it.
Like, it's just who's gatekeeping anymore? Who let this through? This stupid little voice boy.
Yeah.
I don't get it. I don't get it. To me, it's just not appealing. I can't.
Yeah.
It sounds like he's actually manipulating his voice.
100%. There's no way he sounds like
Yeah,
that.
there's no way he sounds like
He's
that.
just putting the pitch up on when he's recording.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm not rocking with it.
I mean,
Next.
that second one I didn't hate. His voice is very unlikable. Like it's
Just a high pitched.
just a high pitch. He's not saying anything. The artist
I
himself.
think he was saying the same exact lyrics as the other one.
Yeah.
See you in your underwear. I can see. can't see.
Yo.
No, I'm trying to figure out like
I like it, yo. Second joint was way tougher than the first one.
And is the Drake verse any good?
I thought Drake changed the beat completely, so
he
it sounds
did?
like a Drake track.
All right,
So-
well, I gotta listen to that. Go ahead, Alex.
Yeah.
I gotta listen to it.
And this is it after this. I can't deal with this no more.
You want to listen to 5 Bats next?
Go ahead, Alex.
Hold on.
He's finding the exact part where
Yeah,
Drake
I don't want
starts.
to hear the rest of the song.
He said,
Go
"Girl."
back 40 seconds.
He's talking about a bull.
Go back 40
Is he
seconds.
talking in the perspective of a woman?
No. No. My broski's
He's
gassing
talking
me
to the
up.
broski.
No.
He's talking to the player, Alex.
It's about a bull.
Then he said, "Don't know why, girl," was on the tip of my tongue.
Yeah, he did say, "Girl."
No.
I don't know why my broski's passing me up when you let him fuck.
I'm pretty sure Drake wouldn't just be gay on this joint, like randomly on a 4
This
bats
is his coming out party. This
After
song,
Meek Mill.
4 bats. That's what it
Coming
means.
out
It's
party.
4 bats playing sword fight with each other.
He want to see 4
Drake,
bats.
his bestie,
He did.
4 bats, and Diddy.
That's crazy. He did say my broski is gassing me.
He's not gonna pass me
He
up.
said, "That's my bestie." Who call- Come on, man. I got some best friends. I'm never calling them my bestie.
You ever? What do you call your best friends? Like brothers or best friends,
Yeah, bro.
bro?
Bro, broski, Brody.
Yeah, my
Bro,
brothers.
bro.
Yeah, I call them my brothers.
Not
yeah.
my bestie.
I will say this, man. That's my number one pet peeve with Drake. I can't stand that harmonizing. He does it in every song, and it's not good. It's never been good, and it's just
Said my
annoying.
bestie is suck on my testes. Baby, gassing me up. Filling me with cum. Busting his nuts as a bro.
So, bro.
That's basically what that sounded like to me.
That's what he said.
As a bro.
Baby, tossing me around.
Bestie.
Slam me into the ground. Pounding me down. Drake is a flame.
Nah, I'm pretty sure Drake wouldn't just randomly admit.
He said, "I can't even imagine him passing me up."
And then he said, fuck.
Just fucked.
He be gassing me up. That means Drake be blushing. Because his bestie gave him compliments.
That's an assumption. He might not be
Play
blushing.
it one more time.
This whole thing. This is the most repeats the Drake song has gotten on here.
He loved me, said I got the blessing.
He's black.
I
Yes.
swear he's gassing
He
me
said,
up.
"Broski, my twin.
Yeah.
He loved me.
Said I
He
got
said I got a blessing."
this man.
What are we talking about? It's pretty clear to me what's happening. 4 bats.
He wouldn't just randomly come out and say that he's in a song.
Baby, gassing me up.
He's not gonna pass him up. He's not gonna pass his man's up.
That's crazy.
All right, go ahead. Finish the verse.
He at that point in the song, he hasn't stopped talking about, like, he didn't say like,
He
nah,
didn't
I'm
clearly-
talking about a girl.
Go ahead, dude.
He didn't switch it up, right?
That's what he needed.
He should have said,
Now I'm talking about a girl.
Thank you, Dev. He
That's a
should have
fact.
said that as a transition.
That's a fact.
Because you can't just go about talking about your broski. He's your twin. Who says that? Then he said he loved me. He said I got a blessing.
and he always gassing me up.
He's always gassing me up.
He's not gonna pass it up.
He's not passing him up.
And then he said, "It's you can't be quiet when we fuck," or something like that. He's talking about sex after that.
He's talking about broski, yo.
he-
That's crazy.
Yo, listen to all rappers out there. You gotta establish in your verse. All right.
Yeah, let's be clear.
Are you a stand for Drake?
No.
But Benny did like that verse though, because he has been giving us a little face, like, man, y'all, I like this verse, and now I can't like it no more.
What face? I'm about to
That
go on
face.
camera.
Lucky we can't see the camera. We should have a camera right here for Benny Reacts. That'll be the other YouTube page we got. Benny Reacts.
A blessing.
Where's this boy from? Four Bats.
Is he UK?
No.
It's not UK? I thought he was from the UK, to be honest. Our statistician's gonna look that up. I mean, as far as the Bull R&B singer, I don't really have a problem with it.
Dallas, Texas.
He's from Dallas, Texas. I just repeated what he said.
Bro, that's my bestie. We watch Barbie together.
Barbie was a good movie, though.
It was.
Still ain't watched that joint.
Yeah, because he was with his bestie. Benny was the bestie that Drake was talking about.
Bestie the Butcher.
You trying to fry? That's crazy.
Right.
Get at him. Fry him.
You started. I'm about to fry you.
Fry him. He been one to starting all the jokes. I just been laughing.
I'm just
Nah, man. Listen, on a because we got another topic to get to. The boy Four Bats, I'm not I don't think he's garbage.
All right.
That's what he's doing when there's not a truck coming to Alex.
failed.
He's not shitty. I don't think he's complete garbage, but it's the same thing. Like what we heard, 3 songs, right? 2 songs, one remix.
Yeah.
It was kind of the same, except on the one song he had a higher pitched voice than the other one.
The last thing I'll say on this topic before I'm done with it is, yeah, I mean, I feel like, Dev, I was telling you about this the other day, but I had seen an interview that Lil Wayne did where he was talking about just how easy it is to go viral and get big off of one song. So the fact that this guy got 4 songs and they all have like these tens of millions of views or listens, I should say, it kind of supports that idea. But yeah, that's the age we live in, where you can legitimately have this huge impact and reach. And you only got that guy got 4 songs.
Yeah.
And he's got this massive following, and it's like, so I think there's that truth about, this viral age we live in. The other thing is, I think irony is big money right now. So the more ironic your act is, like you said, with the whole, he got a hood looking video, but he's singing in this high pitched soft voice. Like, irony sells, so you don't necessarily have to have your image match up with your content. If anything, you want to go in the opposite direction, and that's what gets you more views, because people just want to see different. So the current generation, they're like, the more different you can be, the more I'm going to respect you.
They want a new sound, yeah. Because that's what it is. It's taking stuff that has not proven itself yet to like live in the industry, and then making it live in the industry by like keep streaming it and keep putting it out there to your friends and stuff like that. Like, proven stuff is no longer cool anymore. You want a new sound so that you can be the person to be like, yo, I'm the one that started this all off. Like, I was one of the first people that was listening to Cardi. Like,
and to be clear, I'm not saying that like as necessarily a diss, because that's every cycle, every generation goes through that. Like, anything that we like, I'll take one from my childhood, and then I'll go even before me, like well before me. From my childhood, right? Somebody like Ludacris. When Ludacris came out, I was middle school, going to high school, whatever. That at that time, Luda and what he was doing was so like, I'm sure the older generation, like the parents, grandparents, they're like, who is this dude walking around with the big shoes on his feet? The big fist, he had a midget on his necklace and all this. I know midget's not appropriate, but he said it in the song. Yeah, like that kind of imagery and what he was putting out there, that was wild to somebody then. Now, to us, Ludacris looks mad regular. You know what I mean? But that was, for lack of a better phrase, like just off the wall at that point. Take it back further. Think about like, I don't know, somebody like an Elvis or something. At that time, Elvis was like way off the wall, and now you look at Elvis, you're like, that's so corny and vanilla. But back then, he was kind of wild compared to his contemporaries who were more traditional, especially like country and rock. It was more kind of well kept and buttoned up. So him just being more wild and loose in the way that he performed, that was wild. So it's like, it's cyclical. That's every new iteration of something is gonna push the boundaries. So if it's not for you, it's not for you. This ain't for me. 4 bats.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm cool off it, but at the same time, I'm not necessarily like criticizing. It's just it is what it is.
It doesn't. There's different music for everybody. So at the end of the day, it is what it is.
Right.
We'll see if we hear more from 4 bats. A lot of people have been criticizing
We
because
need to hear from Drake's bestie.
Because what people are saying is that once Drake hops on a song, you're never going to reach that pinnacle again because he's going to be the most streams you ever get in your career, and then that's it, and everything else is just going to be underwhelming. So that's why they said like the bull. I love McCohen or whatever his name was. The bull going up on a Tuesday bull.
Yeah.
They said once Drake hopped on that song, you haven't heard from him again.
Yeah.
And that was the truth. So we'll see, man, if he blows up or not. But nevertheless, keep the show going. We got an artist here, y'all, who's very well known, who's loved by many. Some consider her one of the best artists of the new era. Mm-hmm. And that is none other than Bruno Mars. Dave, how do you feel about Bruno Mars, man, before I get into the story? Just initial reaction on Bruno. Good music. You don't like him. A young king.
Yeah, I think Bruno Mars is pretty great.
High praises. Alex Benny, Bruno Mars. What do you guys feel about him?
Bruno Mars is tough.
Yeah?
Yeah.
A lot of classic hits. A good singer.
Yeah.
Very entertaining. Alex?
Yeah, he's good. He's good.
Generational talent.
He's chill.
He's good at making timeless music.
Okay.
He's a great performer.
Yeah.
His collabs that he's done with Anderson .Paak have been
phenomenal
to say the least.
Silk Sonic.
Silk Sonic.
Yeah.
I seen him live.
Silk Sonic?
No, Bruno Mars.
Where at? Oh yeah, you and Davi, right?
Yeah, we went to a concert out in Hershey.
I also saw Bruno Mars live with Daviana too.
He's a great performer.
He
man.
is. He is.
Like talented. He's a talented boy. He could sing, dance, play instruments.
Did you say boy?
Talented boy.
So we're all fans of Bruno Mars.
Yeah.
How about we take a Cruise Control Pod fundraiser and help Bruno Mars get out of his gambling debt?
No.
We fans though.
How much is he in the hole?
So Bruno Mars is allegedly.
What do you say?
What happened?
How far is he? What?
Oh, in the hole. That's crazy.
Yeah, the way Alex just looked at me. Yeah.
Who said that? Me or Dave?
Dave.
They said, how far is he in the hole?
4 in a row from last week.
He keep gassing me up.
Yeah.
It's my twin. Bruno Mars allegedly has $50 million in gambling debt with MGM Casino.
That scared me.
Yo, yeah,
Complex put an article out. The 24-karat magic singer announced a multi-year residency with MGM Resorts in 2016.
Tough.
However, the relationship between the 38-year-old, dang, I didn't even know he was 38-year-old. The 38-year-old and the hospitality giant may have gone sour as the singer's gambling has allegedly racked up large debts at the poker tables in Las Vegas. He owed millions to MGM, a Vegas insider told the outlet. And another source added that it went up to as high as $50 million.
زاد الهوى في قلبي واصبح عاشقا لا ذنب لي بل كنت شبه مغيرا.
They said he made a deal with MGM to like perform for them and do stuff, whatever, be on their commercials. But they said he's basically had that deal just to pay back his debt because he's so much in the hole with MGM.
So hold
that his
on.
$1 million deal that he has with them is just paying off what he owes them.
Damn.
So he did the deal in the residency to pay them off?
They
or
said-
he's racked it up since then?
So that's what the people are saying, that they were like, he did this deal because he owes them so much money that like he's not seeing any of the money. Basically, he's not seeing any of the money.
Performing for free.
Yeah, he's basically performing for free.
So the residency was to pay off the debt.
And then it's racked up over the years. It's continued to just rack up and rack up. So that's why they're saying at this point, he just owes them everything.
That's rough.
Yeah. But I mean, again, what's rough for him is like life-changing for us, because this article also says that the singer only makes about 1.5 million after taxes. Like 1.5 million would change my outlook forever on the world. I wouldn't even know what to do with that much
those
money.
residencies though, they're not there like daily. They might do like once a week or they'll do a stretch of shows where they'll be gone for like 2-3 weeks, and then they'll come to Vegas and do like 5 or 6 shows in a weekend. So the residency's not always like you're just there daily and you're performing, you know, once a night like you're at a zoo or something like that.
Yeah.
So he has freedom to go make money elsewhere, go do other appearances, do touring. Like he has other ways to make bread, but dang, how do you $50 million on some gambling? At what point?
You got 24 karat debt.
Have y'all gambled before?
Very minimal gambling.
24 karat debt. I just realized.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of gambling.
And Alex, you never have?
No, I'm a virgin.
Okay.
Like in debt, or you a gambling virgin, or like
He's a gambling virgin.
Gambling virgin.
oh, cause you paid Ice Spice.
Last week.
Yeah, last week you paid Ice Spice. This week, no.
Yeah, so at some point you gotta realize like how
You gotta chill, man.
in debt you are, and you're like, all right, I'm gonna call it quits.
I'm gonna keep it a bean. I'm
50 mil?
I'm streaming all Bruno Mars this week. I'm gonna help him. I'm gonna get all that Spotify streams.
I'm gonna leave the door open. It's on 24/7.
24 hours a day. I'm playing every Bruno Mars song, straight Bruno Mars. I'm not doing no collabs. I want him to get every coin. You feel me? Cause that sucks, man. He's such a great artist too.
Yeah, but that's on him.
He has a gambling problem.
Gambling problem. Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
That's a fact.
Yeah, at some point you gotta like, and who's around you? There's so many questions this brings up.
Yeah.
Who's a part of your crew? Why didn't nobody pull you off the tables?
And why did the MGM just keep fronting him bread if he's losing?
Exactly.
Cause they want man. It's Bruno Mars.
Well, you know them same casinos, they'll get really mad at you if you go on a win streak. Like some of them, they'll kick you off the table if you just keep winning.
Yeah.
Because then they start suspecting that you cheating or you counting cards or whatever. So like they'll let you get into $50 million of debt, but God forbid you win $1 million on a table. They're like, all right, you gotta go. Yeah, we cutting you off for the night. Why don't you take it home? Blah blah blah.
That ever happened to you?
Yeah, that happened to me a couple times in the high roller suite. That happens a lot too.
Be in
Like,
the high cholesterol suite.
Pretty good, yeah.
Peter is down.
they have that all over Vegas. They have the high roller suites. You gotta be a certain amount of richness to get in. And the hands be crazy. 50K a hand, 100K a hand. You know, $500,000 a hand. That's crazy on some poker.
Yeah, I've heard that's happened to Dana White. That he got kicked out of a casino and they like gave him a belt. It's like you won the casino. Like, go ahead, thank you for gambling here, for playing blackjack. Like,
he was hot. He was winning.
Oh yeah, no, it was like multiple weeks in a row. He was just frying, and they was like, that's enough. Like, get out.
Yeah, they're all about making money. So, yeah, I mean, and if he is using the residency as a way to pay off that debt, I mean, that's pretty sad because you're pretty much stuck. So you can't ever decide you want to take a different route, whatever. You got to pay that debt off,
Right.
Yeah.
or you could just dip out on it and deal with the consequences. I wonder if they can a casino sue you?
For owning bread? I think so.
Because it's essentially like
Probably anybody could get sued
it's
by
a
anybody.
game, right? Like actually, I never thought about that until just now.
What?
Like, can you be sued for owning a casino because you're playing a game of chance, and you lost that game? But if you just dip out, I mean, yeah, they probably be mad, but can you go to court for that? There's no contract that was set up.
Alex,
Look it up.
You don't even know.
He just I was like,
you said what we talking about?
no, like, can you be sued
Houston,
for owing a gambling debt?
He's just about to respond back, Houston, Texas.
Or it's like when you owe a bill, like, is it you sent to collections and you just get hounded and your credit score gets impacted or something? You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true.
More like that. Because I just don't understand how you could be sued.
I
if
never
there's
thought
no
about that either.
Contractual
Yeah.
agreement.
Yeah. That's a good thought.
And then can he file bankruptcy?
But he's Bruno Mars though. He don't need any of that. He
See,
got
this is
one,
this type of stuff I think about because I'm
one album and he's good.
Intellectual.
One album. He come on one album, tour that album.
Come on with the
Fine.
MGM album.
I would say more so off of the tour than the album.
Yeah.
You got to name it after the casino.
The MGM tour.
I'm a slave. Dang, man, Bruno down bad.
Yeah. We're still waiting on Alex. He's working vigorously.
It just says if you have a claim. If you have a legitimate enough claim. Make it.
Alex looked up Monopoly rules.
Yo, ass Jeeves, yo.
So what happens
They
when
don't
you
say,
pass go?
well, they're saying if you pass go.
What happens if they got 4
$200.
hotels on Baltic Ave?
Trying to take money from my community chest. Blow, to his chest.
Come on, man. I'm the Chester's Chainsaw Massacre, bro. You can't hurt me. Nah, man. But shout out to Bruno Mars, man. A great artist,
Yeah, I hope
man.
he makes it out of that debt.
Yeah. He's
It would be a mighty sad thing to see him like broke because of gambling.
Yeah.
But he needs to get his act together and stay away from them casinos, man. That's basically like a money toilet. That's what I
Yeah.
like to call the casinos. Now, granted, I'll go and play a table game every so often. Right. I mean, I love a little blackjack now and then. And if you win, you hit a little $100, $200, that feels great.
Yeah.
But come on, man. What's the number that you would wise up, Dev?
What you mean?
Like if you was gambling and you started getting in the hole a certain amount.
Like negative?
Yeah.
Crazy.
Like that's crazy. That
Getting
is
in a
nuts.
hole
That's a
certain
saying. Why y'all keep reacting to that? That's a common saying.
We don't like it.
How like what's the number where you be like, oh man, I gotta step away?
If I go like negative $20, I'll be like, nah, I'm good. What I hate most about gambling, because everybody has a thing that they don't. I hate when I like you start feeling yourself too much.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like you'll hit. Like one time I played gambling. I played blackjack, and I had put up like. I had played gambling. I went to Grambling State University. I had played gambling, and on the blackjack tables, I was up legit like $300. Like from what I put in, I had put in 50, and I was at 350, and I ended up losing everything. Like that's what I'm talking about. Is like there needs to be a person or a button that be like, yo, you up 300. This is good for comprar for the week. Just chalk it, like just walk away. But it's that moment in the gambling when you're like, yo, I could possibly win 1,000 or 10,000. Let me keep going. It's not your night, pal. They're watching you through the cameras. They're like, yo, switch the cards up real quick, put it through the little chute, and they'll send you back shitty cards to give to the boy. Like all that gambling stuff, I think there are people watching who try to, if they see you're hitting, like you said, if they see you're hitting, they'll try something to switch it up or make you fold. So once you get that 200-300, man, just stop. But it's difficult, you know. It's always difficult to stop at just $100 when you can win 1,000 or 2,000.
This ain't Texas.
That's Alex's favorite song.
Facts.
Man, shout out to
Shout out
Bruno.
to Bruno Mars, man.
Full name is really Bruno.
But we don't talk about Bruno. I'm killing it today.
Yeah, he's on the road.
Yo, fellas, listen. First and foremost, Bruno, get some help. Come on with another album.
Stop it. Get some help.
I usually bring you guys some
Donuts.
interesting stories. I did bring donuts today. But I usually bring you guys some interesting stories. All right? So here goes another one. Here goes Dev's story time here on the Cruz Control. This story is going to lead into a segment that we always talk about here that we sometimes we get into, but it's going to lead into the question of the week for episode 103. So this story was told to me by somebody else. Not going to say nothing, no names, no nothing, but it was told to me by somebody else who basically needed advice on what to do in this in particular situation. Okay?
All right.
So this person tells me that a buddy of theirs was in I don't want to say hot water, was in a weird situation, and they didn't know how to give them advice.
Okay.
So they reached out to a friend to then bounce advice off of each other.
Right.
So the person says that their buddy was at work. Excuse me. Their buddy was at work. Don't give me your nasty water, man. You gonna mess up my story. Their buddy was at work heading to the break room, right? So he said this break room is like pretty communal. Like everybody from that department usually goes there, has lunch, sets things up, like whatever the case may be. It's like
Okay.
used to seeing a lot of people there.
Right.
So the person who I'm talking about, my friend advised me was a person of color, right? So they said they're going to the break room, ready to sit down, have some lunch. And they walk in on a conversation
The person who walks in is of color.
of color.
Okay.
They walk in on a conversation being had by a few people who are white,
Not of color.
not of color.
Non-colored.
Right.
Colored.
White people.
No
right?
color.
Zero color. So he's,
Devoid of color.
I gotta I gotta bring this in a little bit. Okay.
Spit it out.
So the person says they walk in on this group of people having a conversation. The one guy might have not saw him walk in. I guess just had his back turned, whatever. But he says the guy turns to the one dude and says, she needed that good old N-I blank, 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 blank
Okay. You ain't got to spell it.
penis or dick, to say the least.
She needed that good old.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then he says,
This is a non-colored saying this to other non-colored.
yeah. So then he says,
He's ER or A.
he said the A version. The A version, not the ER. The A version.
Well, it doesn't matter in this case because they're all non-colors. But okay, continue. Is there?
So the guy says, he sits down. He says that immediately he's like, does he know that I heard that? Right. So he texts my friend, who then my friend is like, yo, bro, I don't know what to say. Like, what do I like? How do I respond to this? Like, he said, my friend said, what I wanted to tell him was knock him out. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we don't do that anywhere around here. Like, especially in a place of work, like where you're with other people.
Yeah.
You know. So his initial reaction was like violence, but he was like, I'm not gonna tell him to do that. He's at the workplace. Like, how do I react to this? So my thing was just like, my advice that I gave to him, you guys let me know if I gave the right advice. I said, let it be known before the end of the day. You know, if you want to pull him to the side by himself, whatever the case may be, I was like, you should tell him to let it be known to the guy, like, I'll let you know I did hear that. That you did feel like it was disrespectful. Now, if that guy and him, if he wants to take it to higher ups, that's up to him, you know. But at the end of the day, he should just say, listen, man, I heard that it was a little disrespectful. I don't like that word. Please do not use that word around me. Whatever you do with your friends is what you do with your friends. But if I'm around, please don't use that word, and do a better job of not using that word just in general.
Right.
Yeah.
That was my advice to him. Now, I don't know what happened after that. I haven't got an update from my friend about if the guy even said anything, what route did he choose afterwards. But he was just like, Dev, like, I don't know what to say. How do y'all, have y'all ever been in a situation like this? And I think for us, it's different.
Question of the week.
This is the question of the week, right? And I think for us, it's different, right? Because we are Hispanic men. That word is used towards African Americans.
Yeah.
Do you react the same way? Do you treat it as though it's disrespectful to you? Is it a word that you just hate using or hate other people, using it? How do you feel just in general? Because this is a loaded question, I feel like. So how do you react? The question of the week is, how would you react to a person using the N-word around you? A non-person of color.
Yeah.
Loaded one.
This is a loaded nachos.
I played our sounder just because we are not doing a top 5 this week.
Right, this is like
Focusing
our
on the question of the
question
week.
of the week for this week. Yes, sir.
And
Yeah, we've been
man.
having some. Listen, man, Cruise Control, we joke around and stuff, but we get down, you know what I'm saying? We talked about the stuff with the video games last week. We talking about this week. We might joke around, but we want to get some real conversations going, you know what I'm saying? So Dave, Benny, Alex, I don't know who wants to start it off. I told you guys already how I reacted and how the advice that I gave.
Yeah.
I want to hear what advice you would have gave your friend.
First and foremost, I would have told Bull to give him a puño sandwich. Nah, I'm joking.
It would have been knuckle time.
Nah, in a
Bruno
professional
Mars.
Bruno Mars.
50 million in chin socks. I think it's in a professional setting. You gave him the right advice to just not say nothing crazy. Pull him to the side. You don't got to make it a whole big thing, because trying to embarrass him or something out of it probably isn't the way to go about it either.
Right. Okay. Okay.
I think pulling him to the side, man to man, and being like, listen, I don't know how you talk at home, but you're not at home. We at work, and I heard what you said, and it's disrespectful and unnecessary in the workplace. You know what I mean? Straight like that. And if Bull object, and you hit him with the scraped knuckle on the ground,
On the ground, uppercut, John.
send him through the ceiling. You know what I mean?
Right. You take a Pepsi can out of your cooler.
Yeah,
You slap him with it.
immediately. And then just go in the vending machine, act like nothing happened.
I punched him in his fucking chest.
But nah, professional conversation is necessary, and that. But Bull got to get checked professionally, 100%.
So what I'm gathering from Benny is, or Ben, let me see if I got this right. You're saying approach the guy professionally, and then if he like brushes it off or kind of like, it is what it is. You handle
I mean,
it.
there's other professional steps you got to take in the workplace, because there's a 98% chance Bull's not going to want to hand you a one.
Right.
You know what I mean? And if you do just attack him, then it's going to be a bigger issue. And you're going to have more problems than just hearing somebody be racist or use slurs that they've technically not supposed to be using. You know what I mean?
Ain't no reason to risk your job.
Nah.
Some other person's stupidity.
No, your bread and your well-being is not worth it. But the conversation.
HR.
Yeah, it's definitely an HR situation. But before you even go there, you gotta check Bull
Yeah.
professionally.
Professional checking.
Yeah.
And then if you don't see no improvement, HR is getting on the phone.
Yeah, because like I said, it's just,
It'll cost you your job if you try to do something.
yeah.
Poppy Lex, how you feeling?
So I would have pulled up in my truck first. And then I would have told Bull that he can't do that.
So the truck is for no reason? You're not even gonna hit him with the
I'm
truck?
feeling really muty right now.
Alex, listen.
Alex would look
Bruno
at Bull and
Mars.
went,
Listen, man, this is the pod. We give our opinions. You be honest with yourself. You don't gotta say like, I would have just said nothing and walked away. Unless that's how you feel. But you don't, this is a pod where this is our space to
I
talk
feel
about.
like you're non-confrontational, Alex.
Yeah, just that in general. I think I would have walked away.
No, I don't think he would have said gulp.
Yeah, like I'm not scared of him, but I would have walked away.
So you just would have heard it and just not addressed like,
Yeah.
it is what it is.
In moments, I don't care enough.
So you hate black folks.
that's crazy.
No, David's just joking.
No, sometimes it be that way. Like you might not know how to deal with the different possible responses you could get back. Because what if he clap back and be like, I say what I want. Now what you about to do?
Puño time. Pepsi cans to the forehead.
You know what I mean? There's just so many different ways. So I
Yeah.
can understand if Alex is like, look, I'm not going to deal with it. Obviously, you don't like to hear it, but
Right.
But it is also nice to see someone's true colors. Now you know exactly what type of
yeah, now
person
you
they
know where
are.
they stand.
Yeah.
He's a wraith.
Okay, so Alex is more, because again, this is something that we have to understand is that the word was never used against Hispanic people. So it's a word that we can either stand up for or we can just be like, let it go. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
it's up to you to make that decision. Because at the end of the day, no white person can come up to us and say that as a bad term. They might call us Spix or something. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
there's different things. Huh? Oh.
That's not nice.
But you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So okay, Alex, I hear your opinion. Not non-confrontational. Don't really want to get into fights or anything at work. I hear you, Dave. Go ahead. You gambling, right? You on the tables. This is you, Bruno Mars, 4 bats, Drake, and Drake's friend, right?
Bestie.
His bestie, right? Y'all gambling, having a good time.
What section he in?
Huh? The high cholesterol section.
Gassed up.
Drake is getting gassed up right now. You looking over to your left.
That's crazy to be gassed up.
He's getting,
That's wild.
he's getting gassed up by his bestie. Right. Then,
Bull says this.
and then Bull says this right in front of you.
I'm like, man, this N-word tripping. No, I'm kidding. No, this is a tough one. It's a very complex one to unpack because, you know, I like what Benny said a couple minutes ago. Like, you know where they stand. So I think once you find out where somebody's coming from, what their true colors are, it kind of it changes your whole perspective. But yeah, I mean, in 2024, it should be very well known and established that you should not be using that kind of language anywhere.
Correct.
But especially if you're a non-person of color. If you're devoid of color, you should never don't use any words with the letter N in general that start with N.
Nothing? Like you can't even say nothing?
No. You can't even say no.
So what happens?
Just say yes all the time.
Turn to Jim Carrey. Yes, man.
Yeah. So, yeah, you just can't do it. I don't think it's violence because I don't want you losing your job over somebody else's stupidity. To be honest, I'm even a little weary of HR because HR is a lot of times
They'll turn it on everybody.
Yeah, you got the complexion, you get the protection. You know what I'm saying?
Ooh. Where you heard that from?
Mace.
Oh, snap.
Shout out to Mace. He made that, or I heard that saying from him. But yeah, so if you got the complexion for the protection, then they might just make an excuse or give you a slap on the wrist, that kind of thing. So HR, a lot of the times, they're the pigs too. So here's my solution. What you do is you go and tell an even scarier group of black men that this bull said this, and then give them the address to where the business is.
Okay.
And then let justice be had.
So you all
whatever the crew was that was in 4 Bats video in the background, tell them. Can you imagine getting stomped out by 4 Bats and his friends?
But they don't hit you.
Don't ever say that again. You're about to meet your end.
But like he's beating you up and his friends are just behind him like
and he's singing at you.
Don't say no words with the letter N.
This is all rhyming. This is pretty good.
Yo, he couldn't get his freestyle in this week, so he got to do it somewhere.
I'll never say that again.
Just kicking him.
Kicking you right in your chest.
But if they kick Devin in his chest, they break their toes.
Justice.
Or dislocate a knee or something.
Yeah, you gotta let.
What he say? You were locked in.
Yo, listen. Focus up. You gotta let justice run its course. And sometimes it's just street justice. You know what I mean? You can't depend on no system.
So you think that works, Dave?
Yeah. Because outside of work,
What was that, 4 bats?
outside of work, all bets are off.
All 4 bats
Bull's
are
really wildin' though. Like for him to say that so casually, that tells you that's my takeaway. Is you just gotta know who Bull is, what his MO is, because he just showed you his true colors. If he's willing to say that in the break room, can't even imagine what he says at home.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, barbecues dropping M-bombs crazy.
Yeah. Never hanging with that Bull.
Nah.
Never accepting an invite to go for drinks after work. Nothing. I'm not taking advice from him. Nothing.
I definitely want to check in with
I
my
ain't
friend
shaking
and
hands with him.
What was the movie? We ain't driving or doing nothing. Yo.
Yeah.
What was that?
We ain't boys. I ain't cool with you. I ain't gonna skate with you.
We ain't bulls.
Yeah, I definitely want to check in and see what happened with that story. I was interested in it, and then I just go home and go to work. So I just caught up in the cycle of not getting into the story with them. But listen, man, there's no I feel like with this tricky situation, there's always a different answer for every situation, right? Like there's always a different way that you feel like you can handle it.
Go ahead.
What? You gotta say it. I can't see.
Except for every situation, there's a tricky way to handle the situation. Well, go ahead, bro.
Situation twice.
Go ahead, bro. You got it.
It's tricky because you always want to make sure that you're doing right by the people around you and your friends and the people who you grew up with, but then at the same time, it's like you could possibly lose a job or get hurt or something like that can happen. So you always have that when that situation is brought up, you have to make the right decision in the moment to kind of handle it. So it's tough, and it like we talked about earlier, it was a loaded question, is a loaded situation. I always tend to side. That sounds like a.
Yeah, I suffer from tendicide in this left knee right here. It hurts.
I agree with Benny's idea. Talk to them first, and if things don't go down or if they're being disrespectful, you gotta do what you gotta do. Yeah. At the end of the day. So,
and you know, he took it like light because he was saying it in his high pitched voice.
Yeah,
Benny was. He was telling the boy, "You don't say this again, or else it's gonna be lights out for you."
Yeah.
If this is my high octave voice, don't make me get a deep voice.
Yeah. It's gonna be puños.
No, that's stupid. So no, the question of the week. Listen,
that's definitely crazy question of the week. Yeah,
it's loaded, and I know it's a loaded question, but it's something that we all go through.
Yeah,
and everywhere, it's something that you have to be careful about. So,
and I guess that's a good point. Like, we're at a place now where everybody has to start thinking about how are you going to react in situations like that, because if everybody is what they say they're about, as far as, you know, checking people and making sure that people are respecting others and not using derogatory language and stuff, then you got to think about how you're going to respond. What are you laughing about?
I feel like Benny with the turn off the lights, John. I can't see. I keep thinking about the chase. I just imagine myself chasing somebody like that.
You are not locked in.
What's wrong with y'all, man? I'm trying to have a serious conversation about how to move the world forward.
Yo, you said if somebody tried to stomp my chest, I'll break their foot. Nah. I'm sorry, Dave. You're right though. You're right.
I'm just saying, like, everybody's got to think about it now, and
you're right.
You know, you got to have a plan in place for when you see somebody using language like that. And look, if you don't got a problem with it, you're part of the problem. Simple as that.
Jeez. I mean, if you don't got a problem with it, you're a part of the problem. And you know what? For me, that's a good quote to end episode 103 off of, right then and there. Another great episode. Another funny one. You know, we definitely want to have these more uncomfortable conversations, because a lot of these things, David just said it the best, that you might deal with it soon in your life. It might be something that you might come to terms with and you have to deal with it. It's always good to talk about it. Always be prepared and always be ready for when something awkward like that might happen, or when you have to handle a situation in a way that you wouldn't normally handle it. Right. So we're always gonna, if there's something on the table that needs to be talked about, we definitely want to talk about it. We're definitely gonna bring it live to you guys here on the Cruise Control. We always love you guys and appreciate you guys for just being open-minded and being a part of the team. But what's up? What song we ended it off today, man? What's a good John?
I got you.
You got a song, Dave? Episode 103. Follow us on the gram at Uncle Dev Food, at Benny V93 Megazord, at Alex De Niro with 2 X's. Dave don't got an Instagram. Follow us on the Cruise Control Pod at Cruise_Control Pod. Facebook, Cruise Control Pod. YouTube at Cruise Control Pod. TikTok at Cruise Control Podcast. That was everything?
LinkedIn.
Follow LinkedIn at
the Cruise Control Podcast.
At the Cruise Control Podcast. And follow Dave at OnlyFans. Fat Boy Feet. That's his only social media that he got. It's just 2 diabetic feet. Subscribe. Subscribe
Month
to
only
it.
is $4.50.
He wants to buy a 4 for $4 from Wendy's. Thank you guys. We love you. Episode 103. Let's get it.